Hey guys, it's Enzo, and Moonton just can't stop improving and making Mobile Legends fun for us. And it is pretty consistent that Moonton has been creating new heroes for us almost monthly. I can barely keep up, and it is a good thing for us players that we have new heroes to try out. So for today's video, we will talk about the newest hero in the game, Phoveus, the Shadow of Dread. And every new hero at this time, it's really hard to use them in classic mode because we all want to use it. And most probably the fastest selector will have the chance to use it. So I suggest that you should use the practice mode first or the versus AI mode to have at least a chance on picking this hero. My first glance at Phoveus, I thought he was a tank because of his muscular looks and colossal appearance. But no, he is a fighter that has immense durability. He is someone like a combination of Gatotkacha and Terizla. You'll get what I'm saying when you encounter him or once you have the chance to use him. For me, to really optimize his abilities, I suggest you pick him as your offlaner or the tank of your team. He can go to the experience lane and hold it until your core has many items to dominate the game. I'm sure that Phoveus can sustain and get through one-on-one situations with ease, with the help of his skills and his sustainability. And also, he could be a frontliner because of his durability and skills that can clear minion waves that can help the jungler gain items and rotate much faster. Now, let's talk about his preparations. The first emblem configuration I recommend you to use is the Mage emblem. When you want him to go in the side lane, it is a massive help to have more magic damage to harass the enemies and make your opponent uncomfortable. It consists of mastery to have additional cooldown reduction to spam your skills more often. Contract is also helpful because it gives you magic life-stealing abilities. And Magic Worship for the talent. This talent will help you have more damage output ability because it burns the enemy 3 times in a row. Also, you can use a tank emblem configuration. It consists of Firmness and Fortress when most of your enemies rely on physical damage, and Shield and Purity if most of the enemies depend on magic damage. And for the talent, I suggest you get the Concussive Blast. This talent affects that 1 second after a next basic attack. It will deal magic damage to nearby enemies. And for the spell, I suggest you pick Vengeance to have more durability and the ability to sustain more damage from the enemies while damaging them back for 3 seconds. Now, for his item and builds. First, since Phoveus moves slowly, I suggest that you get him Rapid Boots for you to rotate and help your teammates after you clear minion waves in your own lane. The next item is Concentrated Energy. This item will surely make Phoveus dominate the game because it will help him defensively and offensively. This item will give him stats of 70 points of magic power and 700 points of health. Aside from that, this item has a passive that will allow him to have 25% of magic lifesteal. Also, after killing an enemy hero, you will restore 10% of his health. Next item is the Oracle. Since Phoveus has the ability to gain a shield after he uses his skill, it is wise to make the shield he can take more extensive with the help of this item. Therefore, this item will raise the shield absorption and HP regeneration effect by 30%. In addition, this item will give you the stats of 850 points of health, 42 points of magic defense, and 10% cooldown reduction. For our fourth item is the Holy Crystal. This item will surely improve Phoveus's damaging capacity. This item alone can give 100 points of magic power and can increase it with its passive by 21 to 35% that scales with the level. The next item on our list is situational. Get the Antic Curious if most of your enemies rely on physical damage, and Athena's Shield if most of your enemies rely on magic damage. These two items will help you stand much longer in team fights and tank for your teammates. Last but not the least in our item or builds is Immortality. We all know what Immortality can do in the crucial parts of the game, especially in the late game. It can give you another chance to escape or fight again to win a clash when it happens. It's basically a revive. Now let us talk about the skills of Phoveus. First is his passive, the Demonic Intuition. Phoveus' weapon, Stratos, holds a mysterious power and exceptionally sensitive to fast-moving prey. When an enemy hero uses a blink or a charge skill within 8 yards of Astaros, It reduces Phoveus' skill cooldowns by 1 second. Next is his first and active skill, the Malefic Terror. This skill is an excellent skill to spam and helps clear minion waves fast. Phoveus smashes the ground and unleashes Astra's Dread, dealing magic damage to your target enemy. Upon hitting the enemy hero, Phoveus receives a shield as well as 25% of movement boost for 3 seconds. If an enemy hero, creep, or Phoveus himself touches the Astra's Dread, it will spread and deal extra damage. This skill gains 1 charge every 8.5 seconds that can stack up to 3 charges. Next is his second active skill, which is Astra's Eye. Phoveus summons the 4th Astra's Eye that deals damage. After 1 second, Astra's Eye will start shrinking and pulling all the enemies into the center, dealing magic damage. This skill is an excellent thing to have to help you chase down some of your enemies. Lastly, for his skills is of course his ultimate, which is the Demonic Force. Astros keeps a watchful gaze over an area of 8 yards around Phoveus. If it sees an enemy hero using a blink or a charge skill, it will be activated and cast a mark upon them for 3 seconds. Phoveus can rapidly blink to their location, deliver a fierce blow that will deal massive magic damage during this time. Once Phoveus activates this effect, this skill can be cast repeatedly at the cost of mana for up to 12 seconds before entering cooldown. This skill is best when you have opponents that have blink or dash like Ling, Lancelot, and Benedetta. Now let us talk about the tips and tricks on how to use Phoveus much more effectively. The first tip that I can give you is to spam his first skill to clear minion waves faster. Whether alone in the side lane or helping your core in the mid lane, this skill has a wide range that can damage many enemy units. Also, do not hesitate to cut minion waves in the early minutes of the game, because Phoveus has a lot of base damage and defensive abilities. Next is to use the second active skill much more accurately. Ensure that you have the Astra's Eye wisely to help you control enemies and chase them when they are running from you. The next tip is to use his ultimate skill carefully. I know that most of us have that bad habit of clicking any available skills, and for sure that you will not hesitate to use his ultimate skill because it can only be used if your enemies use their dash or blink skills. So basically, it can barely operate in the game. It is vital that you must think before you click, because some bad things can happen. Like when someone dashes to their turret full of their teammates and you click your ultimate because you want to use it, death will instantly come to you. Lastly, for the tips is that you must be an aggressive player when you use Phoveus. As I said earlier, Phoveus is like Terizla and Gatotkacha because of his ability to sustain massive damage and to steal life when using his skills. So you must be in your team's front line to allow your team's core and damager to be protected. So that's pretty much it to our new hero Phoveus, and he is likely to be nerfed or revamped soon. But to be good at using him, you will definitely need to use him as many times as you can, which is hard right now since he is the new hero, which makes him really hard to pick. So what do you guys think about Phoveus? Leave them in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you won't miss any future uploads, and be sure to visit yugatech.com/gaming for more news, tips, and tricks. It's your boy Enzo, and stay safe.